Hello and welcome to SEO is Not That Hard. I'm your host, Ed Dawson, the founder of keywordspeopleuse.com, the place to find and organise the questions people ask online. I'm an SEO, developer, affiliate marketer and entrepreneur. I've been building and monetising websites for over 20 years and I've bought and sold a few along the way. I'm here to share with you the SEO knowledge, hints and tips I've built up over the years. Hello and welcome back to SEO is Not That Hard. It's Ed here as normal. And today we are on to part 5 of our SEO A. Today we'll get from deindexed to duplicate content. So let's dive straight in. So deindexed. When Google removes a page or a website from its index, the process is known as being deindexed. Now, deindexing can happen at your request. You might request that a page or indeed your entire site is not indexed using robots.txt or the robots no index tag on a page. Deindexing can also happen outside of your control if Google decides to algorithmically remove a page from its index. And the worst case is to be deindexed by a manual action from Google, where you've breached their guidelines to such an extent they decide to manually remove your site or sites or parts of your sites from the index. So yeah, it's just the method of, what happens, how we describe having a page or site removed from the index for whatever reason it's deindexing. Next, we've got digital PR. Now, digital PR is a white hat link building tactic to attract third-party sites to link to yours. This process involves building a compelling story around the niche your website operates in, and then putting that story out to journalists in the hope they'll cover your story and reference your website as a source with a link. The good thing about digital PR is generally you are going to get links from sites that are genuine, have traffic, and these should be the kind of links, if the Google API leaks or anything to go by, that are going to pass PageRank. You'll find, though, that lots of times with digital PR, you get no follow links, or maybe the people won't link to you at all. There are theories out there that this is still a good thing for you. I mean, Google have themselves said that no following a link they take just as a hint rather than a definite. So it might be that if you get a no follow link from a really good site, they might still decide to follow some of the PageRank through that link. But yeah, so digital PR is a white hat link building tactic and one that is very popular. So next up, we've got digital product. So a digital product is one that can be sold and delivered virtually as soon as a customer purchases it. So examples would include software, ebooks, online courses, cheat sheets, spreadsheets, video and audio downloads. I mean, keywords people use is a digital product. You can purchase it and instantly get use of it. It's a software as a service type software tool. Some software might be downloadable software, but nowadays more and more stuff is online subscription software. Next, we've got direct traffic. So someone refers to direct traffic. That's traffic that arrives at your website directly by entering the website address into a web browser. So that's where someone wants to go to, google.com. They tend to just type google.com straight into the browser and off they go. And you might do that with a few sites that you use most regularly. Now, there is, going back to the Google API leak again, there is sort of information in there, there's attributes in there that might suggest that direct traffic could be in itself a ranking factor, because Google, has a Chrome click data, has the Chrome data of how people use the Chrome browser. It knows when someone types a site URL directly into the web browser and goes to a site. So having lots of direct traffic could potentially be a ranking signal in itself. I mean, it certainly would be, that people are going there directly to the brand. It's a known brand. If people are going direct to a site, they've already heard about it from somewhere else. That's a good authority signal, really. So I can see why Google might be using that. So it could be a good thing to encourage direct traffic if you can. Next up, we've got disavow links. And if you've got a large number of spam links, artificial low-quality paid links that have caused or are likely to cause a manual action penalty against you, then you can use the URLs of those pages and disavow them. And you perform this disavow by using the disavow tool in Google Search Console. Now, this is something we did with broadband.co.uk when we got hit by Penguin back in 2013 time. And that's how we solved the algorithm penalty we had with broadband.co.uk by disavowing lots and lots of the spammy links we'd bought. Now, Google now say that you really don't need to disavow. It's very rare cases you have to disavow. And it's only if you're in a real bad situation, when you've done something really quite bad when it comes to spammy links, that you might need to use disavow. And they have said that they are at some point going to take away this disavow tool because it won't be needed anymore, so they say. But just be aware it's there. If you've got real problems, it might be something you want to consider looking at. Next, we have display advertising. So display advertising, it's one of the methods of monetizing a website by allowing adverts to be displayed on the website, usually via an ad network such as AdSense, Mediavine, Raptive, or Ezoic. And you usually get paid by the impression. So for every load of the web page which shows an advert, then you'll get paid. And the ads are priced usually in per 1,000 impressions, known as revenue per milli. So you'll see prices, people quoting that they are getting, say, $10 RPM. Their RPM is $10. So that means for every 1,000 impressions, they'll get paid $10. I'm not a huge fan of display advertising because a lot of people tend to overdo it. And that can cause you problems in itself, because there are definitely, in the Google API leak, there's lots of stuff about ads being, over-intrusive ads, and too many interstitial ads, that kind of thing. So you need to be careful with display advertising that you don't overdo it. But it is it's a good method of monetizing sites that don't have an otherwise obvious monetization method, such as e-commerce or affiliate or anything else like that. Next up, we've got DMCA notice. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA, it's a piece of legislation that's used to protect websites from having their content pirated. So this is where if someone has basically just completely ripped off your content and has put it on their own website, you can file what's called a DMCA notice with Google to have the content removed from search. So this is a way of protecting your content and a method of informing Google that your content's been stolen by somebody else and you want them not to index it anymore. With all these things like the Disavow tool and the DMCA notice link on Google, I'll put all these links in the show note. Next, we've got do follow link. Now, there isn't really such a thing as a do follow link, but it's a term that you'll hear. So a do follow link is just a normal link from one page to another with no additional tagging. So this is, not where people have put no follow on. So for example, people call them do follow links because they're expected to pass PageRank, which is the opposite of a no follow tag link, which is not expected to pass PageRank. So other people will call these followed links. So they're essentially just, the original old style links from the HTML original specification before Google started adding on these extra things like, no follow and UGC and sponsored links that you could tag them. It's just a basic, this link from one page to another, and it will pass PageRank. Next up, we've got domain. This is one's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll do it for completeness. So domain or domain name is what all websites are built on. Google.com is Google's primary domain, for example. Simple as that. Domain rating, DR. So domain rating, or DR, is a metric which was invented by Hrefs, which allocates a rating of 0 to 100 based on the strength of the domain's backlink profile. It's important to note, though, that DR is not a metric that Google uses. So even if a site shows a high DR in Hrefs, it doesn't necessarily mean the site's well regarded by Google, and some people know how to game this DR metric. So you've got to be careful when you look at it. Essentially, it's Hrefs guess, really essentially at PageRank. They're trying to work out what sites have got likely to have high PageRank and which ones are likely to have lower PageRank. It's an interesting metric. It's a good one to look at to see how well your site's doing or other sites doing relative to yours. But just be aware that a site might be penalised by Google, have a manual action by Google, and Hrefs will say it's got a hugely high domain rating, but it doesn't mean anything. Anything from that site, any links, are still completely pointless. So just pinch of salt with that one. Next up, we've got doorway page. Now, a doorway page is one that's designed to rank for certain keywords, but will then redirect users to a different page on loading, and it's often combined with cloaking that we covered in an earlier episode. It's considered spam by Google. It's a black hat technique. Essentially, a site set up to show Googlebot a certain piece of content that Googlebot will then rank that page on, and then its rankings will be based on, search rankings will be based on the content on that page. But when a user lands from search onto that page, the site will quickly redirect that user to another piece of content. So essentially, it's a kind of cloaking. And yeah, it's black hat. If you want to do black hat, fair enough. But if you don't want to do black hat, don't do that. Next, we've got downtime. So if there's a problem with your website or you take it offline yourself, then the website is considered to be in downtime. Now, too much downtime is bad for your rankings. So why would Google want to send traffic to a website if it's not sure it'll be online? So you want to pay close attention to your site's uptime. Uptime is the opposite of downtime. If it's up, it's in uptime. There's plenty of uptime and downtime monitors out there, such as Uptime Robot. It's really good to put some kind of monitoring on your website so that if it does go down, then you're going to get either an SMS or an email notification so you can go and take action on it. And finally, for today, we've got duplicate content. So duplicate content is content that appears in more than one page online. So it might cover all or just the major part of the content on a page. Now, issues caused by duplicate content can be solved by using the canonical tag that we talked about in, I think, part 3, I think it was. Now, basically, if you've got lots and lots of pages that appear to be exactly the same, Google doesn't want to put them all in its index because it's a waste of indexing space and time. They will choose just one of these pages to be in the index, and it might not be the one that you want. So you can use the canonical tag to say to Google, if you see this page on a different URL, the URL that you should consider the canonical version is this. And you do this to make sure that the page that you want to rank ranks. This is quite often the cases where you get content which can be sorted by different attributes, and then it affects the URL on the top. And people can deep link into that longer URL, but it's really mainly a duplicate of the short URL. So, you can solve these problems with canonical tags. So that's it for today. We've got from Deindexed to duplicate content, which is all the Ds. If you think I'm missing any Ds that should be in the glossary, should be in the search A to Z, then please do let me know and we can get them added in. And until next time, I'll see you later. Before I go, I just wanted to let you know that if you'd like a personal demo of our tools that Keywords People use, that you can book a free, no obligation, one-on-one video call with me, where I show you how we can help you level up your content by finding and answering the questions your audience actually have. You can also ask me any SEO questions you have. You just need to go to keywordspeopleuse.com/demo, where you can pick a time and date that suits you for us to catch up. Once again, that's keywordspeopleuse.com/demo, and you can also find that link in the show notes of today's episode. Hope to chat with you soon. Thanks for being a listener. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe and share. It really helps. SEO is not that hard. It's brought to you by keywordspeopleuse.com, the place to find and organise the questions people ask online. See why thousands of people use us every day. Try it today for free at keywordspeopleuse.com. To get an instant hit of more SEO tips, then find the link to download a free copy of my 101 quick SEO tips in the show notes of today's episode. If you want to get in touch, have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. I'm at Channel5 on Twitter. You can email me at podcast@keywordspeopleuse.com. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode of SEO is Not That Hard.